Hey guys, it's Mia's new pair of glasses, and today I want to talk about a few things and kind of like address some questions that people tend to ask, especially in these kind of areas when we're talking about the kind of stuff that we're talking about. And so one of these things is like, what do we do about this? I hear all the time like people say, well, okay, so this is happening, well, what do we do? And I think that's a question that has to be answered individually, like within you. And so one of the things that has happened over time with us being stuck in this slavery, this matrix of a system where we're sold this lie of this American dream, and then our whole lives are spent pursuing it, that we get really disconnected from the own truth within us. So back in ancient cultures, the people were raised differently, the focus was different, and it was a lot more based on being connected to who you are as a spiritual being, as a human, mentally, emotionally, and things were a lot different. So people were a lot more connected to their own senses and their own knowing and their own instincts. And we've gotten so far away from that because we're so busy doing all these mindless, silly things, and we are taught basically to ignore and go against our own better thoughts, needs, and judgments to listen to somebody else. I mean, we're taught that in school from the get-go. It's not about figuring out what you want or what you need. It's about listening, memorizing, and regurgitating somebody else's information. And so, we're not taught to be independent thinkers, critical thinkers, and we're also not taught to look out for the common welfare of other people, of the earth that we live on. It's all this self-centered, selfish system. And, we're always constantly being bombarded with these stories and these images of what is going to promise us happiness, or what is the purpose of life and why we're here. And it's all false. So one of the things that's really, really important is that, that you find a way to speak directly to your creator and to listen, get out of your head and listen for the answers that are coming to you. And if we all did that, we'd probably be on a different earth, like with a completely different society as humans. One of the ways that they imprison us is by selling us this idea of what we should be doing and why we're here, and then everyone's like tripping over each other and like killing themselves to achieve that. And they keep you imprisoned with that by keeping you attached to stuff, to prestige, a reputation, acceptance, and all these things that keep people from finding true freedom. So some of the decisions that I've made for myself when I started really waking up and understanding what was going on was that I walked away from all social media. I haven't been on Facebook in years and years, and I'm very cautious of the things that I let into my my vicinity. And I don't listen to the radio, I don't watch TV. So if you want to get closer to being free and getting your mind out of what the matrix is telling you, then I really encourage you to remove yourself from all of that. Because not only are they telling you these constant stories with these TV shows and movies, I mean, it has an effect on you, trust me, and it all has a motive. But also, we know about frequency, so we know that everything is about frequency. The human heart, the human brain, all runs on its own frequency. And we know that the more love that you are based in, and the more compassion and acceptance and calmness, the higher that your frequency will be. They've actually measured it, of your heart and of your brain. And so the effort of the controllers wouldn't be all centered around all these frequencies if it wasn't about frequency. Like these microwave towers and the ELF, they're trying to change our own cells' ELF. So the longer that you're away from this Facebook and these television shows and the radio and all these things, you know, the less it's going to affect you, and you'll start to kind of get closer to like what is true for you, you know, and stop looking for happiness and fulfillment in other people or in the job or in the community or whatever, wherever it is outside of yourself that you're seeking. You know, it's not there. It's not there. And when you find that, you know, that it's all, that you have everything you're ever going to need, and that the things that you're looking to get you love and acceptance is actually the farthest thing that's ever going to get that for you, then you can start to kind of recognize and feel what freedom feels like. That you won't need anything. You can invite things into your life, but you won't be dependent. If everybody just stopped participating in this system, if everybody just one day said no more, it wouldn't work. It needs our endorsement. It needs our approval. It needs our consent. So one of the first ways that we can take a step towards ending this is to stop consenting to it, is to stop agreeing to it and willfully participating in it. Because if you know what's going on and you're continuing to participate and just march along like a little soldier in this crazy world, and you continue to follow what everybody else expects of you and wants of you, it's never going to change. So the biggest gift, this is my answer, the biggest gift that you can give this human race and this earth is your own spiritual transformation, period. It's not about changing anybody else or stopping them. We only need to change ourselves. We'll never change anybody else. We'll never stop the system. We'll never make people or beings that are evil not evil. It's just not going to happen. The problem is while we're pointing the finger trying to change everything else, we're not changing ourselves. And so how can we expect anybody else or anything else to do it when we're not even changing ourselves, and we're not being the best selves that we can be, and we're allowing other people and systems to control us? So that's what I do. I mean, I give out this information because I need to, and I feel like it's just what I need to be doing. But combined with that, I do my own personal work, and I work on my own spiritual growth, and I work on doing my best to be a good, kind, and loving person. So that's my answer, and I hope some of this helped. So work on freeing yourself, you know? The chains only work if you agree to it. You are the only one that can change you and your life. You are the only one. So the main thing is to stop looking outside of ourselves and trying to change the world, because the change has to start with us. So if we're afraid and we're in bondage and we're just following along to the beat of the drum that the world set for us, we're never going to experience what true freedom feels like. And true freedom is not granted by anyone or anything outside of ourselves. It's something that's found within. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps. That's my spin on it, at least. If I ever learn anything different, I'll tell you. So everyone stay safe, be good to one another, and God bless.